Good afternoon, it's Saturday the 20th of February. Just a quick update for you today. I have managed to make a start on the backgrounds there. If you remember last time I showed you that I bought this, the Earth Colours kit from Woodland Scenics. Now I have used that. I've realised that I've used it for the wrong purpose, really. That is for colouring rocks with lots of rocky details, and it's had a very limited effect. What you can see there is scenic scatter, but I have done that underneath. What actually happened, if I can, let me see if I can show you there. Can you see all these streaks and runs? Now that's happened across the entire thing. I was hoping that the colours would run together. Now it may be because I've used bonding and it's not been sealed and the colours soaked in too fast. You may not really be able to tell, but it is a slightly different colour. It's a lot darker. It does have some shades in there. On the whole, if you're going to do something like this, I wouldn't recommend this particular product. Not in this set, because you get small containers of lots of different colours, well 8, and you don't really need them all. It would be better to say buy the 3 that you need and do it that way, rather than buy the kit. That's all I mean. The product itself is good. The way it's explained, if you watch the YouTube, they kind of splash it here and splash it there. It's not that easy. You still need to be a little bit artistic with it and be careful how you apply it. I could have done this better had I thought about it and taken my time. So I recommend the product, but unless you're doing a small diorama, then I wouldn't really bother with this actual kit. Okay. So you can see that I've made a start with the scatter materials. What I've got there so far, well, I'll explain to you just quickly how I've done this. I've applied the glue to all the surfaces that are not vertical. So anywhere that growth could attach itself naturally, on the tops and the slopes, in places like that, all the natural contours that came out as a result of just, you know, throwing the cloth where it landed. Sorry, I'll get out of the light there. So that's just the first few applications. Nowhere near finished, it's just the beginning. Okay, for this I've used Woodland Scenics. This is the fine turf. It's the darker one, and then the mixed, slightly lighter one. So I applied the darker one first, and then some highlights with that. I'm very pleased with that, by the way. I'm really happy with the way that came out. But then I used some of this, which is the summer green flock. It's okay. I've just used it to add some highlights, but I wonder if you can see. Well, it has a slightly unrealistic appearance to it. It's kind of shiny, so I won't be using any more of that. I don't think that looks very realistic, to be honest with you. I remember years ago seeing some old layouts covered in this, and it's I don't know, it's reflective. It reflects the light. That's the trouble with it. I wonder if we can. No. So this lower section here, I've tried something different, and that's the Woodland Scenics blended turf. It's the Earth blend. I just picked up one of these off of eBay. They're around £10, quite expensive again, but just a Woodland Scenics treat. So anyway, that's on there, and then as you can see, I've been playing around with cuttings from the garden to see if I can come up with anything interesting with regards to tree armatures. So anyway, I have some of this here ready to cut up and try out, which is what I want to show you next. So I live very close to miles and miles of forest, huge woods. So on the way back I took a short diversion and a slight walk through the countryside, and I picked up, well, all sorts of interesting looking tips from plants. Now I have cut these, incidentally. These have been trimmed to a good length, and some of the let's call them branches, trimmed to size. So I have a nice handful of those already, and as you know, I want to try to, it's all about getting some trees together. I want to see if I'll be able to make some. That there, by the way, it looks good from here, that's actually a root, and you can see I just put that there yesterday. Now none of this is wet, none of this is rotten, this is all dried. It's very clean. I wouldn't bring anything that was wet or rotten into the house. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing something with them. And the general consensus in the household is that I've gone absolutely mental for containers. One moment. So yes, excuse me, containers it is. But the method to the madness in here, for example, is the woodland scenics. These are the bushes. So instead of having open packets, I can keep them in these containers. Scenic scatter in there. This is my favourite. Wait there, let me just open this. This one is the vacuum bag. Now it's never been through a vacuum, but this is all the stuff that gets left. Let me just try to get there. All the stuff that gets left from when you're applying it and you clean up at the end, just everything gets thrown in here. When applied to the layout, just thrown down. Let me just get out of this light. It kind of, no, I got into the light. Wait there. Well, it has that kind of effect. So you can see in there twigs, bushes, all kinds of flock. So yeah, that's definitely my favourite box. Moving on. These, by the way, I should say, just drop back on this, look, 39p for these containers. These are all very cheap. This one comes from the pound shop. The idea behind this is, look, it's a great shaker. So that's for shaking. Measuring jugs, 3 different sizes. I mean, I'm not really interested in the measurements, but well, it could be handy. But it's just a great way of stirring up and mixing your paints and your glues and things like that. Rock salt, 99p shop. I just want the container, because I have to say that these containers here are for herbs, and they are actually quite strong and sturdy. I was looking forward to getting a Woodland Scenics shaker, and they really are just so flimsy. I wouldn't leave that in the sunlight. I think that would just disintegrate. So anyway, big tough. I mean, it's holding some weight in there. So 99p, I'll throw that out, and I've got a shaker. These, again, from the 99p shop. I don't think you can beat this, really. I don't know how they can make these things for that. And in here is more of my special recipe of scenic material. Now, which is which here? Ah, there's another one here. This is sawdust and mineral, very, very fine pulverized mineral. And in this one, this is just the ratio. That's sawdust with mineral, and this one is a mineral with sawdust. The ratio is more to the mineral. Now, I'm actually going to try that as ballast because it has a fantastic texture and colour for ballast. And what, sorry to go on about money, but we've got some weight here, and I mean, something like that, you would pay, I would say, if you bought that in bags from a hobby store or from your model shop, you'd pay about £40 for that. That's more than $50. And there it's, you know, it's just a collection of things that I get surplus from other things, and these are my own recipes. So we'll see, but I need lots and lots of boxes to do that. In here, just some leftovers from the tree cuttings. I like to keep all this because it actually does serve a good purpose. Mixing that into some of the scenic scatter has a great effect for creating a woodland or a countryside scene, a forest floor, things like that. Now, I felt a bit silly buying this. This is something for to put in the hair if you've got long hair, which I don't have. The idea is that I was thinking about cutting that up and seeing what I could do with it. 99p shop, I don't care if I have to throw it away. Same thing, some hairspray. So you can imagine, yeah, there I am with a crew cut buying that. Anyway, another really good thing that I picked up today is this. It's wadding. Now this is the stuff that you stretch out to make your trees, make your leaves and the foliage. It's just simply to be coloured green. £2 per metre of this, and I've got that much. So that's all of the tree material sorted out there. And by the way, that was from Hobbycraft, the wadding. It's a great idea. £2 per metre. You can do miles and miles of trees with those. Now, as you know, I've been trying to you know, save money on buying things. So I've got the sawdust, and I've picked up some acrylic paints. Not all of the paints that I wanted to get, but this is all I could get my hands on at the moment. I've got a mixing white instead of a titanium, so that was good. So this is for dyeing the sawdust. That's what that's for. Some wire. Again, I want to try to do different, you know, various modelling techniques for trees. So I'm going to try some wire trees as well. I know I've got the woodland, you know, my actual real tree cuttings, but I'll try that as well. Again, Hobbycraft. and this is why I say trying to save money. Walking around Hobbycraft, and at the end of the shop they had a woodland scenic section. So £10 turned into, I don't know, I think I spent about £60 in there. Now I know I bought the pound shop sprayers. This is £6. I don't know what I'm getting for that money. I mean, there's not really much there. I'm hoping this is an extremely well made product with a superb spraying action. I know that they can fit onto there. Scenic cement as well, £10. I don't know, I said I wasn't going to buy it, but let's just try it once, and if this really is worth £16 for those two, then okay, happy days. I've got some of the high quality glue and equipment. Onto this clump foliage, medium green. I bought that because I don't actually have any, and the foliage clusters are, I guess, much like the bushes, but I like, what I want to do is have a good range of things. So I've got all the flock and the scatter, the bushes, the underbrush, the clump clusters, the clump foliage. That way I've got pretty much a bag or a container of everything. Well, never everything. I mean, they all come in about 7 or 8 colours, but at least for that. So no trains today because of the work I'm doing on here. I want to get all that finished, the front finished, then I'll clean the track up. The reason I've actually stopped is because I need to weather the track and the ballast before I carry on. I don't want to have to start spraying or painting this area when I've got everything on it. I want that to be weathered in, darkened down, and then I can carry on with what I want to do here. Before I go, picked up a wash, which is a Seraphim Sepia. Now, Laurie at Calvert Film has made a clip about how to weather or change the look of the cheap railroad Flying Scotsman coaches, the LNER coaches. So later today I shall be trying that. So thanks, Laurie, for the how-to and the heads up on that one. Great stuff. I said this was going to be quick. It hasn't been very quick, but I've always got so much to say. I hope you enjoyed the quick update, and I hope you'll join me again to see what I do with all this. Okay, bye for now. Thank you.